We were so happy since day one until girlfriend decided. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. This account was originally a throwaway, so I suppose I'll post it here since I really just want to get this off of my chest if nothing else. My 26M girlfriend, 29F, of 5 years has cheated on me since day one. No real way around saying it outright other than that. We met online on a game and had both text and voice plus webcam chat from the beginning. She had told me about her ex before me and how he was abusive, and didn't have his life together in the slightest. That she was looking to go further in her life and have someone who wanted to do that with her. She drove up to see me, which was over 13 hours away, only 6 months into the relationship, for 9 days. She was everything I expected and then some. Shared my interests on gaming, anime and nerdy stuff in general. Was not afraid to be outgoing when I was the shy one to help me feel less awkward. And accepted my acts of comfort when things as little as her hotel card not working would make her feel like she was ruining the trip. She was both my first kiss, and also the one who took my virginity during that trip. Needless to say, after that I had completely trusted her without question for whatever stupid reason my head still can't wrap itself around. That was the only time we ever met IRL. The next 4 years in hindsight had many red flags that I'm only noticing as I think back. We would still. There were days where we talked for hours on end over video chat. There would still be days where we were both at work but sending voice messages and texts to one another, but they became less and less frequent. I figured it was because I was going to my 4-year college and she had finished graduating and began her full-time job. Of course that wasn't the case. The gist of it is that things got worse no matter how much I'd try my hardest to keep it strong, as my feelings didn't dwindle for even a moment. Every time I would offer to fly down there she would find some way around it, and the next time a trip was planned for her to this time fly up here, the day, in fact, the hours before boarding the flight she cancelled for a reason that's clearly irrelevant. A long phone call and plenty of her fake tears later we made up and I forgave her. As they say in most relationships that don't end well, it really sucked most of the time. But when it was good, it was really good. I quickly realized the girl I had fallen in love with had lost a lot of her self-esteem. Her drive to work died down and eventually she was working retail jobs instead of something that her degree and experience absolutely could have landed her. She complained that nights were long, that nothing was going right, and that aside from me her life was a living hell. By the end of it I had found out that she had sold a lot of the gifts I had gotten her behind my back on sketchy sites to try and hide it from me. It was right around then that out of nowhere she ghosted me. Needless to say, that relationship was unofficially ended until I recently found her Facebook, which she claimed to not have in the first place. Why I believed a girl born in the 90s doesn't have social media in the first place, I dunno. I found out that she changed her last name to her ex's. Not only that, but right around the time she ghosted me, she announced on Facebook that she was engaged to him plus was pregnant with his kid already over 4 months. If that wasn't enough to be the kicker, I curiously went to her ex's Facebook and lo and behold found pictures of the two of them hanging out since the beginning of her and mine's relationship. She never cared about me from day one despite sounding so genuine in every single word and action that she said and did. This is the first time I've ever been cheated on, and I truly hope that no one needs to experience this pain. It's more than just that, I truly don't understand how I can trust anyone again. I would never want to do this. Everyone deserves their personal business, but it makes me at least understand why some boyfriends are more snoopy around their girlfriends and always asking them what they're up to. Goes vice versa as well, I know. Long story short, you truly don't know what you don't know. I hope for her sake and her kids that she learns that people's feelings aren't toys to play around with. A person deserves more than to be lied to blatantly. There's plenty to infer from this after looking back on it. Was her ex just continuously harping on her and forcing her to be with him and she was too scared to say it in fear of her own life? Were they both in on it and the plan was for her to come up here, get knocked up by me and force me to give her money? Was it just that she has such a blackened heart and no care for a person's well-being other than her own? I'll never know. But I at least learned the truth of who she was those last 5 years. And it damn sure wasn't being the woman I fell in love with. TL, Dr. My girlfriend cheated on me with her ex before me since the beginning of our 5-year relationship. She's now having his kid and is engaged to him. I'm beyond heartbroken but slowly starting to accept and try to move on. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Brother, get experience dating lots of women and self-improve. Become a catch and increase your options over time as you become more attractive. You don't seem like you have a lot of experience with women. Having a solid relationship today, committed, is much harder due to social media and dating apps. However, through experience you can learn how to screen and filter women out who don't fit your criteria in a partner you want long term. It takes time, like I said, but for now don't take women too seriously and enjoy and have fun. Date lots of women, get experience with women, and most importantly improve yourself till you become a catch. Here is the second story. The act of grieving when someone cheats. It's been the toughest time for me from the end of December to January. My father had died on New Year's Eve 2021 and I found out yesterday that the girl I loved for 3 years started cheating on me, just right after my dad's passing. I left her, but it feels more like the other way around. I feared this. Firstly, my dad passing had caused a ripple of unending anxiety for fear of abandonment. His death was sudden. I applied that to everything around me and especially my now ex-girlfriend. I feel pathetic and stupid because before I found out, I had begged for her comfort, love, and reassurance. That she would not leave me too. She said I wouldn't leave you by death or by choice. But she made the choice to cheat. She made the choice to be unfaithful. I was minimized by a series of excuses, but at the end of the day, she chose to cheat. I might have left, but technically she was the one who left me. Abandoned me for someone else for her own selfishness. I almost can't tell what hurts more, the uncontrollable death of a father, or that choice to kill a relationship in that way. To be cheated on right after death, I almost can't grasp how cruel it all is. The person you loved turned out to be a completely different person. It killed the trust, the words of love, the meaning to anything prior to the cheating. You grieve the person you used to know. The day I found out and hours beforehand I was diagnosed with PTSD and severe depression. I was doing outpatient treatment that day to help deal with all of my mental trauma. I was told to make a safety line in case of suicide. I remember writing her number and my mom's. That was it. Who knew it'd come home to her brother telling me the news she was cheating? My whole world collapsed in the blink of an eye. The fear I got after my dad's passing had come true, in the worst way possible. I realized how similarly I grieved for my father. Your heart truly dies the moment it hits that it's completely over, everything is flipped upside down. The way your body tenses and your chest squeezes in pain. It's done, Terry's no going back, no way to bring it back alive. It's dead. Everything about the relationship dies. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Sweet, sweet soul. Please know that any person who cheats on someone who just lost their father is trash. Instead of her being an adult and talking to you, she decides to cheat. I know you are mourning this, maybe you can try changing your perspective. Look at it like at least you all didn't buy property with her, at least you didn't have kids. This was just a learning relationship and it's a super hard lesson at a very inopportune time. It was that when you choose to love someone, make sure your love is going to someone worthy of it. I'm sure in your time with her there were red flags that she was a selfish person, but you most likely ignored it because you are a kind soul and want to see the best in someone. When looking for a partner, it's best to not ignore red flags. Know you're not alone and you have people who care about you. This is the time you work on you. You heal, you build your self-esteem and self-worth. Maybe pick up a hobby. Maybe try something new. Keep yourself busy and during your quiet time. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.